We are going to take a look at how to get the information needed for number one, which is how many students received each of the possible scores on the WPST. So the WPST is scored by two people who can each give a rating of a 2, 3, 4, or 5. So scores can range from 4 to 10 as a result, and a 7 is considered a passing score. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the sheet, and what you may notice is that I have already kind of manipulated column width a little bit just to make a little bit of space viewable over here on the right so that we can work. It's not necessary for you to do that. You don't really have the need to show everything like I'm showing right now. So what you will notice is in column G, that's where the WPST information is located, so that's important. And what we're going to do over here, it doesn't really matter where. I'm going to start in N3, and I'm just going to type the word score, and then in O I'm going to type frequency, and then since scores can range from 4 to 10, I'm going to type those values in. On the actual assignment, it gives you deciles that you're supposed to compute. So if you want a range from 0 to 10 and then 11 to 20, you would type the 10, 20, 30, and so on here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm next going to click in cell O4 because that's where I want it to show how many people had a score of 4. And to get that information, we're going to come up here, we're going to click the Formulas tab, and then over here on the left I'm going to click Insert Function. And I'm going to type in the word frequency because that will bring up the frequency option, and then I'm going to click OK, and it will kind of walk you through what's needed. So there are two inputs. The first is called a data array, and that is the range of cells that contain the possible values. So we're going to go ahead and click the little box over here on the right that partially closes the window. And then what we're going to do is starting at G2, we're going to click and drag down to the last cell in column G that contains information. So that's G101. So I'll let go of the mouse and hit enter. And then that will populate that box with G2 colon G101. That specifies the range. Then we have the bins array, and that's where we tell Excel where to get the possible values. So we're again going to click the little box on the right, and this time we're going to scroll up to the area where we typed in the 4 through 10. So I'm going to click and drag through those, hit enter, and then the N4 colon N10 show up here. So if you put that information in other cells, these values might be different, but it should be in the same format. Then I'm going to click OK. And this tells me that 28 people had a score of 4. So now I want to get the same information for the other values, so I will click and drag starting in O4 and going down to O10. And then I'm going to click up here in the formula bar. This little white area is our formula bar. So right now it says equals frequency, left parentheses, G2 colon G101, comma, N4 colon N10. So I'm going to click at the end of that formula, and on a Windows machine, I'm going to hit Control Shift Enter. On a Mac, I would hit Command Return. And when you do that, it puts the kind of the cell or set notation in front of that whole formula, and then it returns the frequencies over here on the right. And that's all you need to do. So on the worksheet itself, it asks to take a screenshot of the frequency information, so you can actually copy from here and you can go back to your worksheet document and you can paste that information. or you can take a screenshot a different way, it doesn't matter. And then to get the formula bar, you have to click on one of the cells that contains the formula, and then you'll see it up here, and you can again copy and then paste into the worksheet document.